His name is George Firican, and today he's going to talk to us about the three metadata tools for data scientists. There's the business glossary, the data dictionary, and the data catalog. George is passionate about putting the lights on data. He's ranked among the top 5 global thought leaders and influencers on big data, digital disruption, and top 15 on innovation. George has been a data professional for more than 10 years, and one of George's passions is to create informative, practical, and engaging educational content to share with individuals such as yourself. He helps organizations get more visibility on social media. George is the proud founder of lightsondata.com and its YouTube channel. He's also a co-host of the Lights on Data show. Today, he is generously giving away one of his award-winning business glossary courses today. So if you'd like to participate in the giveaway, again, we're going to do a raffle. So all you have to do is put hashtag glossary to enter the raffle. I'm going to go ahead and show you what's the word that you need to use in order to participate. So I'm going to share my screen quickly here. All right. So if you want to participate to win one of George Firican's courses from Lights on Data, just type in hashtag glossary into any of the platforms you're using to join us today. I see the entries have already started coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and bring George Firican up on our virtual stage here. Hello, George.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. I know you've spoken at other DATAcated conferences and expos, so I really appreciate your coming back to speak to the audience again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump off the virtual stage and let you take it.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the business glossary, data dictionary, data catalog, the 3 metadata tools that every company should own. But I'm going to start by talking to you about the sandwich. Yes, you heard me right. The sandwich. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it can be delicious. I think we all know what a sandwich is. I think that we can all identify a sandwich when we see one. Or can we? Which begs the next question. Which one of the following 3 food items you think maybe it's not a sandwich? The hot dog, do you think that's a sandwich or not? The grilled cheese sandwich or the burrito? Or either of these combinations? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to tag my name, as I would love to see your answers after I finish my talk. So let me know. And I'll come back to these at the end of the presentation too. But here's why I'm asking. Let's say you're a data analyst, you're a data scientist, or any data professional that works on a project that involves data on sandwiches. Maybe your company wants to start selling a new sandwich on the market and wants to see if it should. Or you want to develop a new marketing campaign that targets sandwich foodies. Or you're asked to just develop a report that showcases your company's revenue from sandwich sales against, the market average. Right? So you have this project. Well, and which data do you really include? Because you have a bunch of data sets available on hot dogs, burritos, and all types of sandwiches. Do you include data on grilled cheese sandwiches or not? Well, here's the thing. It really depends on your company's definition of sandwich. And I'll give you an example. This one definition is from the FDA. And they're saying that a sandwich is a meat or poultry filling between 2 slices of bread, a bun, or a biscuit. You know what this means? It means that the grilled cheese sandwich is not a sandwich, at least according to the FDA. And as a fun fact, it's really because the USDA really covers the labels of meat, poultry, and egg products, and the FDA kind of everything else. But the thing is, if you worked for them and you included data on grilled cheese sandwiches, you would end up with invalid results. But here's my point. Here's why I'm being cheeky with this example. Because we all come with these assumptions based on our life and work experience, and we bring them into the workplace without always validating them. Maybe we're less likely to make wrong assumptions on, what a sandwich is. Maybe that's obvious. But there are plenty of business terms out there that seem obvious what their meaning is, only to find out that's not the case, at least not, within the context that we'd be working with that business term, that data. So for example, the customer, ask 2 different people in your company how they define what a customer is, and you probably get 3 different answers, if not more. And these are some examples of those definitions. And making assumptions on meanings of business terms such as customer and sale conversion rate, credit, patient, GPA, you name it, is what creates certain challenges in the workplace. So to avoid these challenges, we need to have this trusted place where business metadata is being recorded in your organization. This trusted place that we can refer to because we know it's information that's been approved, it's curated, it's maintained. So we can see what terms such as sandwich actually means. So then we know what data to use. But we need more business metadata than just the definition. We need to see if there are, synonyms, abbreviations. What is the data steward that we can talk to? And I don't know, find out more information about the data related to this term. Who's the business owner? What's the definition source, usage, classification, if there are any policies tied to it, and so much more. And we can find all of this business metadata in a business glossary. And by the way, these are really just a handful of the business metadata that we can record in a business glossary. I mean, I've seen companies having anywhere between 20 to 50 to 100 attributes being recorded for a single term. So that's the business metadata. What about the other side? What about the technical metadata? Well, let's say we now know what a sandwich is and what data sets we should include in our project. So you're looking at a data set similar to this one, which this is actually a sample from a data set collected from a quick serve sandwich chain. But we should understand what we're looking at here. We should understand what all of these different columns mean. What type of data do they contain? What are some of the specifications, default values, types of keys, and so on? By the way, this is very, very useful if you need to do any ETLs or any ELTs, which is a topic that Joe Rees will cover later on today, by the way. So make sure you're going to tune in for that too. But it's also helpful for you to gauge if the way data were recorded fits the requirements of your project or not. It's a good way to understand if you need to do any data wrangling, any data munging. Like Scott Taylor mentioned, it's like 80% of what a data scientist does. So all of this technical metadata we can find in a data dictionary. So to recap, we have the business metadata and the technical metadata. The business metadata is recorded in the business glossary, and we find the technical metadata in a data dictionary, which again gives you the specifications about the fields in a data store, in a database, really. So the business glossary, what we need to remember is that it's business owned, as it holds your business verbiage. It's this curated place where we can find definitions, such as what a sandwich is, from your organization's point of view, at least. And we usually have one business glossary for the entire organization. Okay, it's enterprise-wide. Now, the data dictionary, on the other hand, provides a very application, technology-centric view of the data, provides the description of a data element and its metadata. You could have many data dictionaries in your organization, usually one for each application or database. Though that being said, the business glossary and the data dictionary, they can be connected and reference each other. And what about the data catalog? I haven't talked about that yet. The best way to explain it is to first look at Amazon. Now, Amazon carries millions of different products, and yet as consumers, we can find almost anything fairly quickly, right? I just looked for a book on grilled cheese sandwich recipes, and this was one of the items that I found. And beyond Amazon's advanced search capabilities, they also give detailed information on each product, right? We have the description, related information, seller's information, shipping times. In this case, if it's a soft cover or hard cover, how many pages it has, how much it weighs, dimensions, and of course, customer reviews. Now, data catalogs work in the same way for your databases, and they really can be used for any data stores. The purpose of the data catalog is to organize the thousands or millions of an organization's data set to help users search and find specific data and understand its metadata and then download it or request access to it. Let me give you an example. I was looking for data sets on sandwiches, of course, from data.gov, which is this data catalog for open data from the US government. This is a data set on dietary intakes from a national survey. And yes, it does contain data on sandwich consumption. Now, similar to Amazon, we have, a description of our product, in this case, this data set, privacy policy, and of course, we can download the data set. But there's also a bunch of other helpful metadata, such as, who's the owner, who's the data steward that we can contact for more information. There's a link to the data dictionary. And sometimes we can even have reviews from other people that use this data set. Sometimes we could even see the data quality score associated with that data set, so we can see how high or low its quality is. So it's really a great tool to have. And as you can see, When we're working with data in whichever capacity, we can really benefit from these three tools: the business glossary for your business verbiage, the data dictionary that describes your data elements, and the data catalog to help you find the data that you need, to gauge its usefulness, and request the right to use it. And as I mentioned before, the business glossary, data dictionary, they reference each other, and they both surface their information within the data catalog. Now, back to my initial question: which one of these is not a sandwich? Maybe you've guessed it. It really depends on your definition. But as a fun fact, in New York, the burrito is considered a sandwich. See, they have different taxes for sandwiches, and for whatever reason, they are taxing the burrito the same as they would tax a sandwich. Outside of the New York state, from my understanding, it's not considered a sandwich, but it is in New York. So if you're ordering a sandwich in New York and you're getting a burrito, now you know why. So thank you so much for having me, and please feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. Check out lightsondata.com, where I post a lot of content on data management topics, videos, and of course, online courses. Thank you so much.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, George. We do have plenty of questions for you. First of all, thank you for speaking about all of these important concepts. I think mostly I learned a lot about sandwiches today as well. So thank you. We have a lot of debates going on in the chat, whether, burritos or sandwiches or not, or hot dogs. I personally, I think a grilled cheese sandwich should be considered a sandwich. It's in the
It has
name.
the sandwich in the name. Yeah.
It's in the name, George. But anyways, we'll move forward. We saw the FDA definition. I think we'll do one question, then we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll do the second question. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Erica. She is asking, what is the process for creating a business glossary? Do tools exist as opposed to manual creation?
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes they're part of data governance package tools, but you can just start with an Excel spreadsheet. You don't need to purchase a tool just to stop you. You can start gathering that information somewhere, and you learn a lot along the way and what the processes should be. And it's really more important to have useful, great content in there that's curated, that's well, as a good standard, than just having a tool to output everything. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. As we do the giveaway, I'll give folks another minute. I think it'll be helpful for you to maybe tell people a little bit about the course that you have on Lights on Data.
Yeah, so with the Business Glossary course, really, it tells you how you can put one together following best practices and what those best practices are. So it's really how to create great terms, great definitions. How do you ensure that adoption organization-wide? How do you get sponsorship for it? How do you, create a business case for it? Comes with a bunch of templates as well, just to make your life easier. Goes through the whole change management and how you should deploy it, regardless of the tool that you're going to use. So a lot of goodies there for sure.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and draw our raffle here. I'd like to write down the winners. So I'm going to say congratulations to our lucky winner, Ratnesh. Congratulations. I love how it always pauses, giving people hope that they've won, and then it kind of just flips to the next one. All right. I love that. Thank you so much for providing this giveaway from Lights on Data. We're going to follow up with you, Ratnesh, after the show and make sure that you get that course. For now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the second question. But first, George, thank you for the shirt. So Data is Not Scary. George also puts out great T-shirts from his Lights on Data merch.
And likewise, by the way.
Oh, there.
We were kind of wearing the very similar outfit.
Yes, we were wearing the same thing, basically. It was not coordinated, but there we go. So we have good style. The next question here is from Christian, and the question is how to start building and maintaining an updated metadata, business/technical.
Wow, that's a very loaded question. You can start anywhere. If you start with the technical metadata, again, tools can help to ingest data from any data store. And if you have a DATAcated tool and like a data dictionary or data catalog, it really eases up that data conversion for you, and it really creates that technical metadata. Off the bat, of course, you can go in and update it as you wish. For the business metadata, you need to start with those conversations. And a lot of this information lives in people's heads, but a lot can live in like on the internet, documentation. There's so many sources that you can go to where this is readily available. The problem is it's different versions of that business metadata. So you need to have a lot of meetings to really reconcile it all and make sure that everybody comes into agreement with what that truth should be in the end.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you for that. We did have one last question for you, George. I mean, there are a lot that came in, but this one I really have to ask from Bob. Hamburger. Is a hamburger a burger if it has no bun?
Oh, interesting. Like maybe like a lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Bob? I think it's a hamburger for sure, right? It has the ham in there. So, and the burger, I don't know what the burger means.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's no longer a sandwich. At least we know that based on the definition of a sandwich.
Right.
All right, so I think we're going to leave off there. Guys, round of applause, please, for George. If you enjoyed the presentation, I see one of our backstage speakers is actually clapping backstage, which we can't hear you, but I'm going to bring him up soon. But George, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, everyone.